Welcome to another edition of Mac's How-To Tips. Today we're going to be talking about testing and replacing my pool light. Just a public service announcement. If you're uncomfortable with electrical wiring, please hire an electrician. I take no responsibility for your actions or results. I was having trouble with my pool equipment, especially my pool lights. Sometimes the main breakers would trip, sometimes the CGI plugs would pop. It was mostly noticeable after heavy rains, but eventually my main pool light went out. Here's what I did to troubleshoot my problems. First, I turned off all the electricity to the equipment. Then I found the CGI plug breakers to my lights and disconnected each light from the plug. And then used an ohm meter to measure the resistance between all the different wires. You can find your main breakers probably in your garage or your main panel. They should be labeled pool equipment, which is the 240, and maybe pool light, which is the 120 volt. Turn both of those off. Also, any switch that may control separate equipment, such as automation systems, additional lighting, features, and fountains, make sure those are turned off as well. We want to make sure all the electricity is off because some of the electricity conduits may contain both 240 and 120 volts. You just want to be absolutely safe. After you have the electricity turned off, and you're for sure it's turned off, find your main CGI protection plugs to your lights. You may have one, you may have multiple. Disassemble the plate covers, remove the screws to the CGI plugs, and pull it out slightly. Take pictures of all the wirings, label your wires, make sure you know how to put it back together. Once you have that, you can disconnect your pool lights from the CGI plugs. It's important to note, you may have a green or copper, that's going to be your ground. A white wire is usually your neutral wire, and the black is the hot wire. That's normal house wiring. Pool lights may also have a yellow wire that's also considered hot. So please make sure you know which wires are what for your specific setup. Using an ohm meter or a continuity tester, test the resistance between each wire. Test the black to green or copper, the white to green or copper, and between the black and white. You should see different readings. If between the black and green and white and green, it should measure no resistance or open. If that's the case, your light is probably good. Testing between the black and white wire is testing the light bulb. If there's a light bulb in there, you're going to measure the resistance of the light bulb. If the light bulb is out, you should also have it open. So notice the good readings in green. It's open, and I'm measuring the light bulb because the new light had the light bulb in it. And on the bottom is the faulty readings. So it's showing resistance between the wires, which means there's a ground fault. That was the reason why my fixtures or my CGIs were popping or my breakers were popping, is what I thought. Seeing I had a bad light, I ordered a new light. Make sure you order the same make and model that you have. You can remove the light. There's typically one screw that keeps it connected, and there's a little latch on the bottom that you latch in first before it screws in. You also want to get some butyl tape, some pulley string, some wire lube, and while I was at it, I ordered a new fancy multicolor LED light to make the pool sparkle and shine. To pull out the light, you're going to tie the string to the light wire. So strip the wire back, bend the wires over, make a slip knot, tie the pulling string to the light wires. I use 2 strands just to be safe. Then I wrap electrical tape around the wire and bent the wires back and continued taping with electrical tape. Just to make sure I could pull the light out, it would pull the string down through the pipe and then out through the pool fixture. Also, this was a good time to add in my new light to the new fixture. Anytime you change the light in a pool light, make sure you get a new gasket. That's a secret. To pull the wire back, you're going to tie the new wire to the string just as you did pulling the old wire out. Also, lube everything. Lube the complete wire, squirt lube up the pipe, squirt lube down the pipe. You want to have it very slippery to pull that new wire back. So again, bend the wires over, create some slip knots, use electrical tape, and seal that all up just to be sure the wires don't break or come loose. Once you have the cable pulled back all the way, leave enough slack that you can take your pool light out and set up on your decking. this is a good time to use the butyl tape to make a seal around the pipe. I used a blunt screwdriver to push the tape into the pipe. I also included a video, seeing I didn't want to drop my phone in the pool. There's a link to the video as well that will show you how to do that. Reconnect your pool lights as you disconnected them, referencing your pictures you took. I actually raised up my electrical box because the pipe around the pool light was starting to leak, so when it rained, the level of the water raised and the water was actually traveling back through the pipe up into my electrical box, and that was what was causing my shorting, blowing the breakers and tripping my CGI plugs. If you don't have a CGI plug for your pool lights, now's a good time to put one in. If you look on the back of the CGI plug, you'll notice there's a source circuit and a load circuit. You want to connect your lights to the load circuit and the power to the source circuit. So that is what will help isolate your lights from the main power. And if they do short or they pull extra current, your CGI plug will trip. Well, that's it. I hope that helped you out. Happy pool time and happy swimming.